Hi, y'all. This is Genevieve with Belladonna and Moonbeams. How are y'all doing? I'm doing really well. This is the love reading for January 6th, 2021. And I would have to say that this could not come at a more apropos time because love also kind of encompasses friendship. And I'm feeling really, really lonely, just to say. So anyway, I haven't picked which one I'm going to do. I'm going to randomly pick later, like I'll do a random number generator and pick. So the first card I get for y'all is the Tower, and it's reversed, so let's turn it over. The Tower says that there's change coming. That doesn't mean you're breaking up, but that means there's change. That means you need to evaluate your relationship and see what you need to change and what needs to be better. This could be that you are getting a new relationship, but it could also be that your relationship that you're in just needs to make some changes. And honestly, how many times do we not need to make changes in our relationship? I today ran into some people who were getting ready to get their marriage license, and I gave them some advice that I'm going to share it with y'all. The first thing I said is every day, find something to compliment the other person on. Secondly, every week, or at least every other week, go on a date, whether you got kids or not, but especially if you got kids. But anytime, you need to take one night, at least every other week. I prefer once a week, just to be alone with y'all. Even if you're alone, every other night, you need to spend time that you've set aside alone. Because there is a difference. When you set it aside, it becomes special. I don't care if you're just walking around the mall holding hands. It's your special time, and it allows you to communicate in a different level than what you're normally communicating. And I told them, finally, on the average, and when I say on the average, I'm not meaning that it's 100%, men need to be appreciated and women need to be praised. So men, you think about how you praise your women, and women, you think about how you are appreciating your men. And then when you go through the tough times, and I promise you, everybody goes through tough times. When you go through those tough times, if you do these things, you'll have enough saved up in your jar of happiness that you can go through the tough times. But if you don't have enough, you will break down. That was my advice. So make those changes. Secondly, on this card, I think the reason that you need to make these changes is you have the Five of Pentacles. This is the card, if you're looking at the Rider-Waite, the two people are walking past a church or a building. The reason we say church is because there's some stained glass windows, but they're walking past and they're freezing to death. And there's warmth in the church, but they don't have enough to go in. So I think what's happening is that in this relationship that you're in, if you're in one, if you're not, one you're looking at, you're not feeling that warmth. You're not feeling you're part of a togetherness. You're not feeling a partnership. And that's really important. You have to be together. Next to the card is the Sun. Let's turn this over. This card says the Sun is like one of the best cards, you know. In the Rider-Waite, the baby's riding on the horse and there's sun shining down. And it's all about happiness, you know, the sun will come up tomorrow, that kind of thing. So, and yes, we know I don't sing. So this is telling me that potentially this relationship, if you make the right changes, has a potential to be a really great relationship. But you have to make those changes. You also get the Page of Wands, which tells me that you need to communicate those changes. You need to have communication with each other. That could be as simple as sending each other a text every day going, I love you. Or sending each other an email with some cute little emojis or something. You know, or sending them a private message on Facebook. with something cute, like a gift, just to let them know that you care. Now we get the Nine of Swords. And this card says that there's a lot of things going on that are beyond your control. This could be that right now you're going through a tough spot financially, but that doesn't mean that you have to let go of each other. But you have to recognize that these things are happening and that you need to support each other through this. What happens a lot of times when people go through the tough spots, that they lose sight of each other, and you don't want to do that. And finally, you get the Knight of Pentacles. We're going to turn this one right side up. And this is about being impetuous, but also being hardworking. So you've got the capabilities of working hard at this relationship, but you have to choose that. And that's where the problems come in sometimes. Sometimes we get so stuck in our own stuff that we lose sight of what matters. I remember with my first ex-husband, I would try and I would just get frustrated. It took about 2 weeks and I'd be like, done. I don't need this man. And about the time I gave up, he'd start working at it. You've got to be in the same cycle. That's why you have to have that communication. Communication is key in a relationship. Compliments, appreciation, all of those things matter in a relationship. And this card says that communication is key for y'all. So don't lose your relationship if that's what it's in, if you're in one. And if not, don't lose your relationship that you're going to get. But either way, use communication as one of the tools in your tool bag because it's so important. If you want to do a private reading, send me a text to 405-512-9400. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you'll never miss another reading or message again.